Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Okay, time for a quick recap to a video that I did a really long time ago. And the reason I'm doing it is because we have got a lot of new subscribers. And I wanted to go ahead and give you an example of how you can store a year's worth supply of number 2 paper into an area that's about a half of a cubic foot by a half of a cubic foot. So roughly 6 by 6, all right? Or let's say 1 cubic foot. I want to show you how you can store a 1 year supply of number 2 wipes in a 1 cubic foot by 1 cubic foot area. Now, when I say a 1 year supply, I'm talking for one person, like for myself. So the examples I'm going to show you now are going to be examples for one person, so that you can go ahead and do your own numbers, all right? Because everyone has different needs and everyone has different habits, all right, on how they use these items, all right? You can use my example and you can go and run your own numbers so that you can see how much you need to store. But let's start out with your garden variety TP, okay? See how big it is, all right? This is how big this is. Let me get a can of, this is a 10-ounce can of, let's see, a 10-ounce can of diced tomatoes with green chili peppers, all right? So you can see a comparison. So this is not one of your bigger cans, but you can see, all right? So what I'm telling you is that I'm going to show you how to store a 1 year supply of number 2 wiping paper, or number 2 wipes, in an area that's about this size by this size by this size, okay? So bear with me. So let me tell you how I came up with these numbers that I'm going to tell you here. So I figure personally, I probably go through one of these maybe once every 2 weeks, personally, okay? Obviously, as a family, we go through more, but I'm doing this for one person for this example. So that would say that I would need roughly 26 rows of this to last me the year. Okay, so we can round that up to about 30. All right. So if you can imagine what 30 of these rows look like, okay, stacked next to each other, is a pretty good sized box. A box probably is going to be, let me see, I'm trying to think of a box that I have of these, and they're probably about 3 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. They're about 2 feet wide by 3 foot long by about 2 feet high, roughly. Okay, so just imagine having to store 30 of these for every person of your home for 1 year. Okay, and now when I say that I'm doing this example based on my usage, I understand that females probably use more of the tissue, of these tissues, because they use them for number 1 and number 2. Okay, whereas myself, male, I only use it for number 2. Okay, so let's say I go through 30 of these a year, and I admit it, I was too lazy to take out the box, you know, to dig out the box from top of my pantry. So I just grabbed one roll that was on our shelf that we use. All right, but if you can picture one box of these, multiply that times everyone in your family, and that's about 1 year's worth of number 2 tissue. Okay, so this may be a problem for people that live in small spaces, like a small home, a tiny home, RV, or a small apartment, all right? Most people would rather use up their precious room to store food and water and medical supplies, things that are life-saving, things that will keep you alive, right? And I would have to say that I agree, that I would rather use up my precious room to store things that are going to keep me alive instead of things that are more of a luxury. Because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this is a luxury. You know, there's many people around the world that do not have this luxury that we have here. And now this is not really a video about the alternate uses of wiping up after number 2. I know that we can use water and soap and then wash your hands. You can use twigs, you can use leaves, you can use a spray bottle, all those things. Okay, I just want to talk to those people that maybe are looking for an alternative to be able to save room. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion, or I've come to the conclusion, that I use about 30 of these a year. Okay, so now I'll leave it up to your imagination on how much room you think this takes. Okay, so let me put this to the side. So I'm thinking, how can I save room? Now, given these may be a little bit less expensive than these, but look at these, ladies and gentlemen. Baby wipes. You got 100 of these, okay, to a pack. Now, the tissue, a pack of 30, I'm going to guess is $20 or less, you know, depending on where you live, okay? I would say it's $20 or less for a pack of 30, okay? These right here, for a pack of 10 of these, which comes out to 1,000 wipes, I remember paying $19 for it. So let's say $20. So let's say that for a pack of, for a 1 year supply of these, you're looking at about $20. And we are saying that a 10 pack of these is about $20, okay, roughly. So check this out. This is not meant to gross anyone out, but I had to show you this. This is one of these baby wipes, okay? So check this out. 1, fold it. 2, fold it. Being careful you don't get it on your fingers. 3, all right? Fold it, turn it in the, and throw it in the burn barrel. All right, or throw it in the bag where the burn stuff is going, okay? And you're done. If you can discipline yourself to be able to take care of yourself with 1 wipe, all right, which will allow you to do 3 sanitary wipes, okay? You can use 1 a day. But let's say you're not. Let's say that you cannot do that, okay? So let's say that it takes you 2 wipes, all right, to do that. Let's say it takes you 2 baby wipes. Okay, let's say it takes you 2 of these to be able to clean up, you know, good. All right, that means that 1 of these will last you 50 days, or will last me 50 days, okay? Let's say I'm using 2. 1 of these will last me 50 days. Okay, so let's take 50 and divide it into 360, or 365. That's roughly 7, all right, or 7.5. So that means that in 1 year, I'm only going to use about 7.5 of these, or let's say 8, okay? And remember that 10 of them cost about the same as what 30 of these cost, okay? So for a 1 year supply of TP, you're looking at $20. For 1,000 wipes, you're looking at $20, okay? And you're not using 1,000 wipes. You're only using 3/4 of it. So what's 3/4 of $20? It's $15. So using these, as long as you stick to 2 per day, all right? Assuming that you do a number 2 every day, as long as you stick to 2 of these a day, you can stock these for less than what these would cost you, and you would save a lot more room, all right? So take 7 of these, or take 8 of these, all right? 8 of these would take up about 1/4 or 1/5 of the room as 30 of these, all right? Look at this. 1 of these takes up the space of 2 of these, all right? So 1 of these, I mean, 1 of these takes up 1/2 of 1, all right? So if you have 2 right next to each other, you're looking at 1 month, and then you're looking at almost 2 months, okay? So I hope you're following on this. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. I know I'm not saying it very well, all right? But for those of you that are looking to save room and even save a little bit of money, instead of using these for long-term storage, you can use these. And one thing that I like about these is that if they do go dry because you've had them for a long time, all you have to do is put a few tablespoons of water in here. All right, and they'll be just as fine. These you can pack a lot easier into square totes. Okay, I've seen a lot of people pack these into like plastic garbage cans and then put a lid on it and tape it shut. Okay, but look at how much room that takes. So one thing that I would say, if you want to save room, if you're living in an apartment or in a small space where you want to have at least a year's supply of #2 cleanup, look at these. You can take 3 or 4 of these boxes and it wouldn't even put a dent in the amount of room that you have in one of your closets. All right, so if you take 3 or 4 of these boxes, you've got almost 5 years worth of #2 wipes. Okay, now let's take it a little farther. I showed these off a long time ago, and like I said, I'm showing it off again because I want the new subscribers to take a look at these and it may help. Now, using 8 of these for 1 year, okay, you can see how much room it would take to use 8 of these for 1 year. Okay, now I have something else that you can use that would take up about 1/5 of the room that 8 of these take up. Okay, and I'm going to show you right now. These are what are called coin tissues. Okay, coin tissues. Now, I'm not going to mislead you. These are pricey. Okay, for a 500 tissue box, you're looking at paying around $30, $35. However, remember that if you are in a location where you don't have a lot of room to work with, what would you rather do? Would you rather use your precious room to store food or to store toilet paper? So what I would do is, if I could afford it, right? If I was living in a small space and I could afford it, I would pack these. And let me tell you why I would pack these. I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen these before. I know that some of my older subscribers that have been with me here for a while have seen these because I showed them off one time ago, a while back. But what these are is, they're like Diety wipes, okay? And this is a baby wipe. They're like, I call baby wipes Diety wipes. So they're like Diety wipes. But what they are is they're very compact and they're a lot stronger than those, okay? And they're a little bit bigger. And these bring 500 tissues, okay? And I'm going to show you how they work for those of you that don't know. So this is just a little bowl, okay? And this is what it looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's just a little tissue that's been compressed into a little hockey puck. It's like a miniature hockey puck, okay? And it only needs about a tablespoon of water. If you add about a tablespoon of water to it, you will see what happens. Okay, so here we go. This is about a half a tablespoon. I'm going to add a little more. So you see there, I added less than a tablespoon of butter. I'm thinking about butter, ladies and gentlemen. I added about a tablespoon, just a little less than a tablespoon of water, all right? And you can see that it expanded a little bit. Now, it looks like it needs more. I think that a full tablespoon would be perfect for this. Okay, so there you go. So what happens is, I'm going to take the bowl away now. So what happens is, when you add the water, it starts to form out. And take a look at this. And this is what you get. Now again, one of these boxes brings 500 tablets. And each of these boxes, I believe, are like $32 to $35 roughly on Amazon. And I'm going to leave the link for this for those of you that want to take a look at it, at least research it. Okay, I'm going to leave it pinned on a comment. And I'll leave it on the description. But look at this tissue, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can hear me doing that. Look, it tore on the side, but I really pulled on it hard. So having this, if you are disciplined enough, or if you can train yourself to use one of these, just one of these tissues, for every time that you go #2. Like, for example, 1, 2, 3, and you could probably even do a 4, right? And then close it up like that. And then throw it in the burn bag, okay? If you can train yourself to use one of these, look at how much room you would save. Now remember, it's going to take about 8 of these for 1 year. Here we've got 500. All right, we've got 500 wipes in here. Okay, so you can use 1.5 per day, roughly. Let's say you're having a really bad day and you had to go twice. All right, or let's say you had a really, really bad day because you drank some bad water and you had to go 3 or 4 times. It gives you a little bit of a cushion to be able to use one every single day for your number 2, and then have some left over in case you need some extra for this or that. Now look at how much room you would save. Okay, so that's what I wanted to get at. This right here is about half. This is about half of the size of one of these boxes. So you are saving about 75% more room by storing one of these instead of storing 8 of these. And then you're probably saving about 95% more room in storing one of these than to storing 30 of these. Okay? Because look at the size. Probably about 2 or 3 of these would equal one of these. Okay? So that's what I wanted to show you guys today, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a very long video, and I know it's not something that too many people talk about or think about. Okay, so just think about this. If you live in a small apartment, if you get one of these and just put it in a corner of your closet and forget about it, if you ever need it because you run out of whatever you use, TP, baby wipes, whatever it is that you use on a daily basis, you know that you will always have at least 1 year supply. Always have at least 1 year supply of these. All right. I personally have a 1 year supply for everyone in my family. All right. Because I know that if a crisis lasts long enough, that this may be very difficult to get. And ladies and gentlemen, instead of walking down the street with a bag full of these to barter, you can walk down the street with one of these. And imagine how much barter value some of these tablets would be worth in the future. Because they don't have to only be used for number 2s. You know, they can be used for scrubbing up. You know, they're pretty strong. It's more of a fabric. It's not really like these. Like, let me pull on this as hard as I pulled on that. See that this comes apart easy, right? These, you really have to tug on it, right? So you can hear me tugging on it. I'm going to try to break it. See if I can. There you go. Finally. I got it. All right. So you can use this. And I mean, you can use this to wash dishes if you want. Not after you used it. All right. I know some of you are going to be like, what? Not after you've used it for number 2. I'm just saying in general. You know, you can take this to wipe stuff off. You can take this to clean your countertop. You know, the little holes in it. If you can see it, the fabric material. So you can see that. Would be good for picking up stuff. Let me see if my counter is dirty. No, my counter's pretty clean. All right, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to show you guys these. I'm going to leave a link for these because the reason I'm going to leave a link for these is because I think these are awesome. I used to carry around a pack of these Didi wipes in my get home bag that I keep in my truck. And instead of keeping these, I took these out of there and I put in about 10 of these. Okay, I put in about 10 of these tablets. Look at how much room that saved me. All right, so just think about how many of these you may be able to fit under your bed, you know, like in one corner of the bed. This is so compact and it brings so much usage. You get 500 uses out of one of these boxes, and look at how small it is. Look at how small it is compared to the can. That is a small box compared to that pan, or compared to the toilet paper. Look at how small it is compared to how much toilet paper you would need to use to replace what's in here. It's a lot. So that's what I wanted to show you. And like I said, they are pretty pricey. However, if I could afford it, I would get as many of these as I could. All right, because I think these things are gold. All right, I think they are gold as far as being able to prep for your number 2 cleanup here in the future, should you ever need to use it. And another good thing about them is that they come in a vacuum sealed bag. So if you don't, I obviously opened this one because I wanted to show you guys. But they come in a vacuum seal bag. And they come with a little pellet dispenser where you can put like 10 of them in here, and you can carry this with you or put it in the glove compartment of your vehicle or something. But they come packed. So if you never open them and break the seal, they're going to be sealed. All right, pretty much waterproof. But they also do have a Ziploc on it, which works pretty good so far from what I've noticed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. I'm heating up the water for my coffee right now. You know what? If you guys want to give me one, no, I'll do this another time. I had one of our subscribers asked if I could do a quick video showing how the French press works, and I'm not going to mix that in because I don't want to confuse people with the title. So I'll just do that probably. I'll probably do that next week, next Saturday, when I'm doing my Dominican rice video. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, just wanted you to start off your day with thinking about what would you do after your number 2 if you ran out of this, or this. Hopefully, now that you know about these, you'll use these to prep, especially you apartment dwellers that don't have a lot of room. You'll use these to prep. That way you know that you're going to be covered should a crisis occur where you cannot get toilet paper. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, guess what? I'm about getting ready to log on to my computer because it's still before 8 a.m. Sunday here. And our live chat is coming up here in a few minutes. So you guys will obviously be listening to this later on. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope to probably post this video for either later on tonight, Sunday night, or early Monday morning, something like that. Depends on how long it takes to upload. I'm starting to run out of data for the month. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you all real quick for all of your support. I truly appreciate every one of you. I mean, I love doing the live chats because I just love watching you guys interact. It's a great thing. It really is. So, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.